Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It is a little chilly out here today. Um, just give you a quick look around the backyard. I don't know if you guys can see. Girls, say hi. They're doing their homework. They just got home from school. So, anyway, the market today. Okay. Before I give you guys all motion sickness. So the market today was just like this, right? It just trended higher. It didn't give us much volatility. A market like that is very, very tough to trade because there's no ups and downs. The SPY was literally like this, a straight line up until, and just grinding until the last 30 minutes of the trading day. And by that time, life catches up with me. The kids are home from school. I did take a couple of put options on the SPY. So I was able to get a little bit of it, but definitely should have just let it go and just let it made me money. That's what I should have done instead of taking the quick profit. Should have, could have, would have. So here we go. Sharing the moneymaker. Albeit a small amount of money today, but it is still better than zero. So we started off the day by looking at the S&P 500 futures. This is how I start every single day. I look at the last 5 trading days and I put my important price levels. So, here's the previous trading day here. I just put the price level for the high here, which happened to be the low here. Price levels over here that got a lot of attention and just bounced off it there. And then the low of the day on Friday. So these are the most important price levels to have up on your screen so that you guys know what you are looking at intraday, to know what and how to trade around certain price levels, because these price levels, and I'm going to show you here in a second, they really get a lot of attention. So then let's go to the SPY. Let's see here. Let me pull up the 1 minute, because this shows perfect right here what I'm talking about. So if you guys look, this price level that I had drawn out is the high of the previous day, right down here. That's what this line is right here. So when we started our breakout, we ran into this line about 1 million times. Now, I don't know if you guys remember my video I made a couple of days ago where AMC did a very similar thing and then ended up tanking. So I'm like, it's either going to go one way or the other. And since the 10-year was coming down, that kind of told me we were probably going to break this level eventually. And when we got the break, we got a nice pop through this level. And then, as you can see, this was a straight grind. I like to see this, right? All over the VWAP. I take my trades accordingly based on the highs, the lows, the highs. This one was just like this the whole day. So I scalped 10 cents here, 5 cents there, 10 cents here, lost 10 cents here, 7 cents here. Anyway, you get the point. But we started out the pre-market with a beautiful stock. Now this stock, by the way, yes, so this was my break-even day today. Big $5 for all that work, because of this one trade. Just, I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, SPRT is the ticker. Now, this one was found using our pre-market scanner in the morning. That's how we found this. Let me just take these trades off. You can see down here, I scalped this one. Now, I should have just taken one trade, but it was just so volatile that I just scalped. I scalped when the 5-minute chart aligned with the 1 minute, that is where I took my trades. And I was very accurate trading this one, but I could have, there's the bell. I could have done this one way better. But either way, it's $20. Not the end of the world. But on the first pullback here, let me see if I can make this bigger for you. So you had the break, the pop up, it pulled back, pop up, pull back. 7 a.m. is when most of the country and the world is able to trade. If you don't have a platform that you can trade from 4 o'clock on, that's when most trading comes in. And that's where we saw the first huge green bar. So I took a quick, I took a nice trade here. We got 25 cents just about on the first trade. I should have stopped there, but I kept trying to scalp for more. The second trade I took was right here, had another win. We were up almost 40. I should have just stopped there. Didn't stop there. I actually went almost back to even. And then on this one move here, I made back a decent amount of money. But anyway, that stock was found with our pre-market scanner. Maybe I'll link in the description how you guys can look at that, because this was a lot of nice opportunity, but it just dried up at 8 o'clock. Usually at 8 o'clock is when you'll see this continue. But I guess since it was already up so much, there wasn't much more to do with this stock. So anyway, that was kind of disappointing, but I was around from 7 to 8, in between making my kids breakfast. So the SPY, I took two options, put options on this one. I took one in this section here, and then I took another one here. Once I saw we were going to make a lower low, I took a put, but I covered it so quickly. I think that's just, you know, I don't know why, but in this market right now, I'm really, really, trigger happy, I guess you would call it, as far as taking my profit way too quickly. And I'm going to work on that, because I even said to myself, let this thing just fade. But the market was so strong all day, and these thoughts get in your head. Well, maybe we make a recovery and we end up over 394. These things are hard to determine, but you have to really just listen to your gut. So let's see, what else did we trade? Apple, I don't even think it's worth showing this one. Let's see. So we went over Apple 10. HOFV and plug. Those were interesting. I know that I didn't make much money on them, but this one was great because I found this stock with our high of day momentum scanner that I have here. This thing literally mimics the Warrior Trading one. I don't know if you guys even know what that means or what that is, but it's a scanner that comes up with the high a day, super high volume type of stocks that are making quick moves. And that's where I found this one right around here. Let me see, I could put my, by the way, each one of these trades is less than 5 seconds. I am pretty good with scalping and knowing when a move is about to come. So I rarely get hit with a drawdown. While that is good, it's also bad because I take profit way too quickly. It was fine here because I was 5 cents under. But what I did here was I drew out a trend line. And this is something that you guys should start to, if you don't already, start to like learn how this works, because this thing was respecting it really, really well. You can see here, it just goes up, back down to it, goes up, back down to it, you know, messes around with it a little, up, back down to it. This is a very well-defined trend line, and that's why I took my trade. This was my mistake right here, though. And this was a really frustrating one. My entry should have been 556 with a stop of 549. This is what I should have done. I always put my stops 1 cent under a half, because usually you get a lot of support at the half dollars. This should have been my entrance on this, which I knew I had the trend line drawn. When it was up here, it came back down to my trend line. And why I didn't pull the trigger here, once again, we are not perfect, but that's where my entrance should have been. And it would have been a really nice one. So instead of $3, it would have been much more than that. And let's look at plug. Okay, so plug, same thing. Okay. Sorry about that. Now, this one also, respecting a trend line. Right around here, I took the trade and once again, probably took it a little bit too soon, but got almost 5 cents, 6 cents out of it. Not a bad scalp. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why am I only taking 100 shares? Eventually, I will bump up the amount of shares that I take. But for right now, I am just, I don't know if I'm stuck in a rut or whatever it is. I am managing risk, and this is the best way to manage risk. So when you are noticing in your own trading that, you know, you might be stuck in a little bit of a rut, draw your shares back down. So I don't know if you guys have watched my other videos, but I usually take about 500 shares, give or take. I'm only taking 100 right now. So that's why these numbers are much smaller than they usually are. But eventually, once I feel comfortable and my trading is way more in tune and I'm not making mistakes and I'm doing what I usually do, only then will a good trader realize that, okay, now is the time to bump up the risk, put more risk on. I'm not there yet. So basically, that's it. Market was strong. The 10-year was pulling back, so that made the tech stocks all rip. And, you know, we'll see what happens with the rest of the week. But until the next video, I will see you then. Hit the thumbs up from you guys. Take care. Enjoy.